Beloved, hear me today. It is not a guarantee that when you pray, things will change instantly. Prayer is not a magic button. Prayer is not a remote control. Prayer is a conversation with a God who sees farther than your eyes, deeper than your pain, and higher than your expectation. Look at Daniel. When the decree was passed that anyone who prayed to any god except the king's God would be thrown into the lion's den, Daniel surely prayed. I am convinced he went before God and cried, Lord, stop them. Lord, change their hearts. Lord, don't let them throw me into that darkness. But the Bible shows us something painful and powerful. God did not stop them. Not because God ignored him, not because God hated Daniel, not because God ignored him, but because God wanted to do something greater than answering Daniel's prayer the way Daniel wanted. Sometimes God will not stop the lions. Sometimes he will not cancel the furnace. Sometimes he will not remove the storm. Because, beloved, listen, some revelations can only happen in the storm. Daniel prayed for prevention, but God planned preservation. Daniel wanted God to stop the journey, but God wanted to walk with him inside the danger. Hallelujah. So that the world would know the God of Daniel is alive. But Temwikwa, maybe you are asking, why didn't God stop the divorce? Why didn't God stop the job loss? Why didn't God stop the sickness? Why didn't God stop the rejection? Listen to me. God has not abandoned you. God has not forgotten you. God has not punished you. Sometimes God lets you reach the darkest place so that the world will see that even in darkness, you did not walk alone. So if your prayer has not been answered the way you expected, do not lose heart. Mr. Boyd gave a testimony of how he was fired from work unexpectedly. He prayed, Lord, stop them from firing me, but they fired him anyway. Mr. Boyd was hurt, disappointed, and confused. But that same job loss pushed him to start a small business he had been afraid to try. Today, Mr. Boyd has a big business and he has employed the same people who once looked down on him. Shout hallelujah. God didn't stop the bad news because the bad news was the doorway to the real blessing.